details if you've given any thought to what would have happened if that had become the overt policy of the United States. I mean, I preface that by saying I got angry and angry listening to Secretary Cohen and Secretary Albright and National Security Advisor Berger and Secretary Rumsfeld leading up to a great confrontation with Dr. Rice, that, you know, they all had different reasons why they couldn't take military action. And they would posit what I thought was a straw man. We either had to have the Normandy invasion or it was cruise missiles. When there are all kinds of options, you quite correctly described the exciting collaboration between the special ops forces.
It is exciting.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
It was an alternative that was on the table, and I wonder if you've either seen the Delinda Plan or the Blue Sky or what Clark had in his 25 January memo, and if you have, if you support it, and if you think that would have had an impact if it had been implemented in 1998. I mean, I read Director Picard's statement. It's a shocking statement. Al-Qaeda was turning out 5 times more graduates from their camps than the FBI and CIA were graduating from their training schools. I mean, I hear Secretary Rumsfeld's testimony saying, well, we just were bombing dirt, you know, whatever it was. You know, the targets weren't very damn good. But if we'd have denied them access to those camps starting in 1998, it would have had a tremendous impact, it seems to me, in our effort against Al-Qaeda.
Well, if I could, I really think I should limit to myself. I was an intelligence officer, not a policymaker. Others make these kinds of decisions.
Well, please, I was a policymaker, not a...
Throughout the 1990s, the desire and capacity of international terrorist groups, particularly Islamic radicals, to strike the United States at home increased dramatically. Several terrorist attacks and disruptive plots in the 1990s underscored the reality of this danger. Recognizing the threat, the intelligence community warned regularly and repeatedly that Al-Qaeda and affiliated radicals sought to kill Americans on U.S. soil. The FBI increased its focus on terrorism in the 1990s, but critics charged that it neither focused sufficiently on radical Islamist activities in the United States, not properly aligned itself to counter the growing danger of terrorism domestically. As a result, the critics say, radical Islamists were able to exploit our freedoms and operate undetected within the United States. Several senior FBI officials, however, contend that countering terrorism at home was a top priority and that Islamic radicals simply did not present opportunities for the FBI to disrupt their activities. Other intelligence community members made only limited contributions to preventing attacks at home and refrained from activities that could be construed as monitoring American citizens. The CIA provided general assessments, noting the risk to the United States. The NSA offered some leads related to possible radical activity in the United States, but chose not to intercept communications between individuals in the United States and foreign countries. In general, the community as a whole did not come together to close gaps in coverage of international terrorist activity in the United States. As is explained in other sections of this report, in the 1990s, it became clear that Al-Qaeda was a deadly adversary operating in America and able to levy attacks on U.S. soil. The relative immunity from international terrorism that America had enjoyed for many years was gone. Al-Qaeda was also unusual in its dedication, size, organizational structure, and mission. As former CTC Chief Cofer Black testified, Al-Qaeda became more skilled and attracted more adherents throughout the 1990s, becoming in essence a small army by the end of the decade. The intelligence community repeatedly warned that Al-Qaeda had both the capability and the intention to threaten the lives of thousands of Americans and that it wanted to strike within the United States. This information was conveyed in intelligence reports, broader intelligence assessments, counterterrorism policy documents, and classified congressional testimony. Policymakers from the Clinton and Bush administrations have testified that the intelligence community repeatedly warned them of the danger Al-Qaeda posed and the urgency of the threat.